Hello everybody, welcome to Tear to the Star. I'm your host, Melody. We are going to be doing a ghost box reading today on victims of the World Trade Center. The anniversary of the World Trade Center recently came up. September 11th, as you know, is when attacks to the Twin Towers happened, and many people lost their lives. So the way I'm going to go about doing this is because there's a lot of victims of the World Trade Center. I'm going to ask them to come through one at a time if possible. So it depletes, energy as one person at a time. And I'm going to allow any of the victims that want to speak to come forward. I'm going to ask them their name and what they would like to say. I want to make it fair for anybody that has family or friends that have passed away in the World Trade Center to be able to come through and provide their feedback or provide any last-minute messages for loved ones. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we're not just going to cover the Twin Towers that have fallen. We're also going to cover the flights as well. There was Flight 11, Flight 175, and Flight 77. And, we're going to allow any of these victims to come through and speak. So whoever comes through, we'll see if we could get their name and have them provide any messages for their family or loved ones that they want to provide. I also want to see if we can figure out where additional remains are, because as I understand, 1,100 people have still not been identified. There's no remains on them. So let's see if we can get some remains. So this is a huge one. This is a huge one. So it's a huge one to cover because the World Trade Center had so many people. That's a lot of energies. So I'm going to ask them to come through one at a time. Let's go ahead and do our prayer first to Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, please protect me and my viewers as I conduct this ghost box reading on the victims of the World Trade Center that passed away on September 11, 2001. Please protect us from negative energies, negative forces, negative beings, demonic energies, demonic forces, demonic beings, and do not allow these things to attack us or attach to us as we watch this ghost box now or in the future. Please keep us shielded in white light and keep us protected. Thank you so much, Archangel Michael, for protecting us. Amen. Okay. The World Trade Center, people lost their lives from acts of terrorism. There was hijackers to a couple of planes, and two planes hit the Twin Towers in New York. And the Twin Towers eventually collapsed and many people died, or passed away, I should say, and people on the street passed away, and first responders passed away, firefighters passed, police, you name it. So there was a lot of destruction, and a lot of people passed away from these two planes hitting the towers. And then there was also a plane crash in the Pentagon, or near the Pentagon. This was acts of terrorism against the United States. Now, we're not going to get into the political aspect of this. We are coming from a place of love and hope and peace for these people. We're not going to go into the politicalness as to the attackers of these crimes. because they are already dealing with their own situation on the other side. They're having to answer to these accounts for themselves. And having to see the life review for those people that were involved as the attackers, the perpetrators of these crimes. Their life review would be constantly feeling every feeling that the person that became a victim of theirs, what they felt in the last minutes, and also their feeling, the feeling of what the family went through when that person was inflicted in such a way where they passed away. They're also feeling the family's sorrow and pain and hurt and emptiness. So that is what they have to face on the other side, is feeling all of the hurt that they've caused the family, as well as the last minute feelings of the victims that they put through these situations. So it would have been horrendous for them to have to go through all of that repeat after repeat after repeat, to feel all the feelings and all of the sorrow and sadness. They know it's like a hell for them on the other side. That is like what you would consider like a hell, because experiencing all the emotions and feelings and everything, that would be like a hell. That would be like a Hitler that had committed atrocities to the Jews, and millions of Jews were perished because of it, and he would have felt endlessly, one after the next, and every family member, and generations forward, how that's caused pain and hurt, and it would just be continuous. It's like sitting there in a place of purgatory, having to continuously go through the feelings as if you were that person, or the feeling as if you were that family member. So we're not going to talk about the perpetrators in this. They're already dealing with their own situation with this. We're going to talk about the victims, because the victims, they may have something that they want to say that they never had a chance to say. Okay, so let's get into that. Let me start this off with let me see here. Let me start this off by asking one at a time each victim to come forward that wants to speak, to provide any last messages for their families, because that's what this is going to be today, is last messages. We don't want them to have to relive everything. If they mention it on the ghost box, that's fine. But for the victims to have to relive the whole horrendous thing, we're not going to rehash all that. That's thousands of victims. We're just going to try to see if we can get some last minute messages from some of the victims, whoever wants to come through. Okay. Spirit guides of victims of World Trade Center, September 11th, 2001, the Twin Towers falling. We would like any victims that want to come through, we would like you to come through one at a time, to speak one at a time. And please provide us your name and what last minute message you want to say to your family or loved ones. Spirit guides of victims of the World Trade Center that passed away on September 11, 2001, in the Twin Towers. Do you have any last messages for your loved ones? Can you come through with last messages one at a time, please? Spirit guides of the victims of the World Trade Center that passed away on September 11, 2001. We want you guys to know that we found out who the perpetrators are of this crime to the Twin Towers, and the people that have hijacked the airplanes. We found out who they were, and we did go after the source of them. Spirit guides of the World Trade Center, of those that passed away on September 11, 2001, in the Twin Towers. We understand that 343 firefighters had passed away in the Twin Towers. Can any of the firefighters come through and please provide your name and last minute messages you want to say to your family or those that are still firefighters or retired firefighters of your team that is still around that may want to hear a message from you. Can you please come through one at a time, those firefighters that passed away on September 11, 2001, and provide a final message with your name, please? Thank you so much, firefighters from the World Trade Center that came through. Spirit guides of the World Trade Center, those that passed away on September 11, 2001, in the Twin Towers. We understand that there was 23 police that have passed away in the Twin Towers, or around the area of the Twin Towers. Can any of the police that have passed away, can you come forward and please provide your name and last minute message that you have for loved ones or your police friends or other people that you may want to provide last minute message for? Can you please come through one at a time, police that have passed away on September 11th, 2001 in the Twin Towers or around the Twin Towers? Please come through one at a time and provide your last minute message with name, please. Thank you so much. Police that have came through that passed away on September 11, 2001 in the Twin Towers or around the Twin Towers. Spirit guides of the World Trade Center of those that passed away on September 11, 2001 in the Twin Towers or around the Twin Towers. Can we have the Port Authority officers, any of them that can come through and provide last minute messages with their name, please, one at a time? Please come through. Thank you so much, those of you that came through from the Port Authority officers, for providing your name or last minute messages. People that have passed away on the World Trade Center September 11, 2001, American Airlines Flight 11. Can we have any of the passengers or the flight crew, can you come through with any messages for your loved ones, and please provide your name, please, name with message, one at a time. Can you come through, please? Thank you so much for coming through. Passengers or crew from Flight 11 American Airlines, in which you passed away on September 11, 2001 in the World Trade Center event. Spirit guides of the World Trade Center, September 11, 2001, of those that passed away on United Airlines Flight 175. Can you come through and provide any last-minute messages with your name, please? One at a time, please. Thank you so much for coming through. Those of you that have passed away on United Airlines Flight 175 on September 11, 2001, regarding the World Trade Center event, we appreciate it. Thank you for coming through. Spirit guides of the World Trade Center disaster that happened on September 11, 2001 with the Twin Towers. Can we have anybody from Flight 77 come through, please? Passengers or crew members that would like to provide last-minute messages for their family or loved ones. Please come through with your name and your message, please. One at a time, please. One at a time. Through those of you that have passed away on Flight 77 regarding the World Trade Center, September 11, 2001. Thank you for coming through. We appreciate it. Spirit guides of those that have passed away on the World Trade Center, September 11, 2001, regarding the Twin Towers. There was 1,100 people that had passed away where the remains were not found. Are the remains of these 1,100 people still nearby the vicinity of the Twin Towers in which we can find those remains to identify them, please? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, for letting us know about the remains that were not found. We appreciate it. The Spirit Guides of the World Trade Center, September 11, 2001, in which the Twin Towers have fallen. We want you, the spirits of those that have passed away on September 11, 2001, either in the Twin Towers, the Flight 11, Flight 175, or Flight 77, to know that these perpetrators are known, and we have gotten a lot of the people involved with the situation, even the head source of the situation. And then we also want you to know that every year we honor you in memory, and there are plaques of you. There are people coming through on the news that provide details of your lives and keep you constantly in memory, and we honor you. And those of you that are, all of you are brave, and we honor those of you that are heroes during this time, that have saved many people. We do care and appreciate you, and we have love and admiration for all of you. And we want you to know that the people out here that are still in the living, we care about you, and we think about you every year on September 11th. Thank you, all of you, for coming through today. Thank you, Spirit Guides of the World Trade Center that came through, those that have passed away on September 11, 2001. Thank you, Spirit Guides, for coming through on the spirits that have passed away during this time. And for all of you that came through to speak that are victims of September 11, 2001, whether it is in the Twin Towers or around the Twin Towers or the flights that were going on in this time. Thank you for coming through and speaking with us today. And thank you, any spirits that came through to speak on behalf of these victims. Thank you for coming through and speaking with us today and providing us feedback or, just kind of messages for their loved ones. Thank you for coming through. We appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for coming through. We are ending the session with you all now, and we are saying goodbye to you all now. We are ending the session with you all now, and we are saying goodbye to you all now. Goodbye. We are ending the session. Goodbye. And for those of you still watching Tarot and the Star, I could say honestly, getting the charges of energy from many of these people is very draining right now. I love that they came through, and of course I would do it, even if it drains my energy, because it's important for those that are still missing their loved ones and friends of the love of those that have passed away during this time to know If they came through and there's last minute messages, of course I'm going to do that, even if it depletes all my energy, which I feel a complete depletion of my energy with so many. So I'll have to ground myself. But thank you for joining me with today's episode of Tear the Star. This was to commemorate those that and remember them, those people that have passed away during that time. Such a horrific tragedy, so many lives lost, so many good people. It saddens me every year when this comes up. Every year I think about them, and it's very sad. It's very sad that even happened. But we want them to know that they are being remembered, and I did want to do this Ghost Box and let them know that as well, right? And let them know that the perpetrators were found out and the main perpetrator is known. So, that's something that they should know. They should know that, who was responsible for this if they were ever found out and caught. So I did want to provide them that solace if they didn't already know that. But thank you all for joining me with Tarot to the Star. I appreciate every single one of you. Each of you are special and wonderful. And if nobody ever told you that, I'm telling you that. Do subscribe if you're not subscribed, and like these. Share this with other people. Many people may know somebody that passed away during this time frame, and maybe their family member comes through and says their name or a last minute message. So that's why we did this today, allow everybody to have the chance, an opportunity to speak. Even if it depletes me, it's fine. I'll be okay. So thank you so much, all of you. I appreciate all of you. Until the next one, bye now.